Introducing Dr. Jackery Damages.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We are coming to you from the greatest city in the world.
New York City.
Yes. New York City is so great that we are finally opening up after 3 months of hiding from coronavirus. After New York City. You see, tomorrow, Hushpuppi will get a haircut for the first time in 3 months. You see, here is Hushpuppi before the lockdown. Now, here is Hushpuppi 3 months after. Take a look. You know Hushpuppi. You will know him by the end of the show. Now, but think of it. New York City has lost $1.3 billion in hotel tax revenues due to the close down of the city. $1.3 billion. Can you imagine that? Is it not more than the budget of Chad, the country of Chad? It's more than the budget of Chad. $1.3 billion in New York City loss from one industry alone. Do you know why?
Why?
It was because Hushpuppi and Obi Invictus. Is it Invictus? Yeah. And Ade herself. They were not able to fly into New York City and spend a weekend or two in our top hotels. That was why we are losing the money. The only people in New York City hotels were coronavirus patients who were using the hotels as their isolation centers. Now, if you were being sent to one of New York City top hotels for isolation, do you think you will put up a fight like this one?
What kind of I think we need rope.
Yes, huh? Let's get it.
We need rope.
No. That was a COVID-19 patient in Ebonyi State in Nigeria fighting not to be taken to an isolation center. You see, some isolation centers in Nigeria and Africa are death traps. Death traps. Some who have gone there reported deplorable conditions, saying that spending a night there is like a death sentence. Look at it right now. That is why people run away from those centers. People run away. Now, the number of coronavirus cases in Africa is over 200,000 and is on track to reach 1 million in another 2 months.
Really?
1 million. Watch.
Place that should have been least affected and was least affected is Africa. Especially the tropical Africa. Why, with all the sun we have, why would they be talking about a virus of that nature with all the sun? They have not studied science. That's why.
Wait. This our Wako Jacko pastor again. Is he still in his business? Anyway, Nigeria is over 20,000 cases with about 500 deaths. Mind you, Nigeria has tested only 100,000 people out of a population of 200 million. That is less than 0.05%. What is more important is a look at what happened in the last 2 months in Nigeria. On April 16th, there were 442 cases in Nigeria. 2 months after, on June 16th, we've got to 17,000. So 2 months from now, what will it be? What do you expect? Let us hear from Wako Jacko Pastor.
Because if you are a Christian and you say you are a minister of the gospel, what gospel? What? You have no gospel. If you're afraid of a virus, you have no gospel. Your gospel has ended. Yes. The moment you began to give such guidelines to people in the church, you repudiated your faith in Christ.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You see, here is the way the coronavirus cases progressed when it got to America. It will give you an idea of what will happen in Nigeria. On February 22nd, there were 35 cases in America. 35 cases. 2 months after, on April 22nd, there were 776,000 cases. By May 22nd, it has gone up to 1.5 million cases in America.
What?
Yeah. Even though it is killing prominent people in Africa. Africans are still in disbelief. They don't believe it. It killed my friend, President Nkurunziza of Burundi. If the man had left office 4 years ago, when his term was over, second term was over, maybe he would have been alive today. But no, he changed the constitution to get a third term in office. Now he's dead.
Actually, maybe you don't know this. The reason many churches are still shut down is not just because of government, it's because of the church leaders who insisted to government not to let the churches open, except the churches followed these wicked guidelines. They are wicked guidelines. That if you want to lay hands, one of those guidelines, if you want to lay hands on the sick, you should wear a glove to lay hands on the sick. Wow. This is crazy.
Totally.
Wako Jacko Pastor. This is totally crazy what you are doing. I'm talking about something important. Why are you coming in here? Anyway, maybe you don't know this. If Nigeria's federal government had not put power generation and distribution on the so-called exclusive list in the constitution, if it had been left to people and businesses and individuals and states to handle, the former chief of staff of President Buhari, Abba Kyari, may still be alive today. He probably wouldn't have contracted coronavirus when he went to Germany to negotiate power contracts with Siemens. He wouldn't. Now, talking about Buhari's Aso Rock after Abba Kyari, you know there is a civil war going on there. Do you know? Civil war going on in Aso Rock. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The First Lady's soldiers are fighting the president's soldiers. Oh yeah. They are fighting over so many things. One was, who is the person using President Muhammadu Buhari's phone number, private phone number, to send messages to the governor of the central bank and the general manager of the NNPC to make financial demands?
No way.
Oh yeah, they said it's happening. Oh, Tunde Diabona, he must be turning in his grave now. Another thing they are fighting over is the right time to arrest the EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Magu, and whether he should go and join Ade herself in EFCC detention. That's what we're hearing. They are fighting over so many things.
So I'm absolutely embarrassed. Now we have a problem in this country. The problem is a lethal combination of a health crisis and a security crisis.
Ishmael, I know. Hold on. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. The other day, shots were fired inside Aso Rock. Yep. Boo, 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 boo. Yep. They fired shots. Look at the headline now. And those were just called warning shots. Aisha Buhari must have been locked down inside the kitchen. Because we sense this, because she escaped and went on social media and started sending out tweets begging the Inspector General of Police to release my ADC. I guess her husband is not talking to her. Not now. So she has to talk to us through social media. Now, on the day that shots were fired, Aso Rock sounded like what people in Katsina State, in Zamfara State, in Sokoto State, in Southern Kaduna, in Plateau, in Benue, what they feel every day. Shootings, killings, destruction. Junaid Mohammed, please come and explain this to Buhari and his people. They don't get it. They don't get their job. Help.
The primary responsibility of government is the maintenance of law and order, protection of life, property, and dignity of people. Once a government fails in that, whether it claims to be fighting corruption or it claims to be honest, it has a certain sense of integrity which nobody else had before, which is a lie anyway. It is obvious that somehow something is going to cave in.
Yes. The insecurity in the north is so much that the people of the north are protesting. Yeah, they're tearing down Buhari's billboards and posters. Look at them.
Some angry residents of Yatumagi town in Damusa local government area of Katsina State on Tuesday burnt down a billboard bearing the photograph of President Muhammadu Buhari and the logo of the All Progressive Congress. The protesters also burned down banners with the image of the state governor Aminu Masari. It was gathered that the residents were protesting against the inability of their leaders to tackle the issue of insecurity in the state.
Unbelievable. I don't think Buhari will go back home anymore. Not anytime soon. And when he does, if he does, I don't see people lining up and saying, "Say Baba, say no more, no more."
We in Katsina State, we have never witnessed a worse situation of security. We have never witnessed a situation whereby people are no longer sleeping with their two eyes closed, but rather they are sleeping with one eye closed and one eye open. We reach a situation whereby people are even afraid of their lives to move from one place to another.
Yes. Nobody is buying Buhari's excuses for his failures anymore. Nobody. The other day, Buhari met with service chiefs. Oh yeah, he called them and told them he will no longer accept their excuses. Your best is not good enough. I said, really? So Buhari had been accepting their excuses. Is that what is going on? Listen to the National Security Advisor.
The President has expressed great concern over the declining security situation in the country. He is extremely unhappy about what is happening, and he feels that even though the security agencies are doing their best is not good enough for him. And
yeah, this is exactly what Nigerians have been telling Buhari. We are tired of all your excuses. Your best is not good enough. Go!
Again, Mr. President has also said that it is extremely important that we in the security agencies must ensure that we justify the leadership by not disappointing the populace.
Has Buhari justified his leadership? Why will his security chiefs justify theirs? Mind you, some of these security chiefs, they have expired terms and expired brands. Let us hear from Junaid Mohammed again.
The idea that you are fighting a war, the people who are fighting the war are failing woefully, but somehow nobody wants to ask them to go. And there is massive scandal, there is massive corruption and incompetence among the top people who are prosecuting the war.
Yeah. From Katsina to Akwanga, Nigerians are no longer accepting Buhari's excuses. No more. No more. What?
We have all failed, myself included.
That was Ishmael Ahmed, the senior special assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari, acknowledging that they have all failed. Then go! and what a government of excuses we've had in the last 5 years. I'll give you an example, just a very good example that will make you understand what we're saying. So, the other day, Buhari's spokesman issued a statement blaming Nnamdi Kanu's IPOB for giving Nigeria a bad name abroad. Oh yeah, he claimed that IPOB is alleging that Christians are being killed in Nigeria. Look at the headline now. Oh yeah, that's what Garba Shehu is saying. Christians are being killed in Nigeria. That's what allegedly people are dying. He knows. Now, Mr. Garba Shehu said that IPOB is spending $85,000 a month to achieve that feat. Come on, Garba Shehu. Come on, how bad? You are spending 400 times that amount, 13.9 billion naira, just to control pests in northern Nigeria. Yet, everywhere in the north is full of pests, Boko Haram, bandits. Are you saying that just for $85,000, IPOB is doing what all your ambassadors in Washington, in New York, in London, in Tokyo could not do? Is that what you're saying, Garba Shehu? Is that what you're saying, Garba Shehu? Won't it be cheaper then to fire all the ambassadors you have, close down all the embassies, and give $85,000 to someone to do the job of projecting the image of Nigeria for you? I'm sure each of our embassies cost over for $85,000 a month to manage. Bring back Ishmael.
So no, I'm not surprised. I'm absolutely embarrassed with what is going on. A problem in this country. The problem is a lethal combination of a health crisis and a security crisis.
I'm sorry, Ishmael. I'm so sorry, We are moving on. We're moving on. I'm sorry. We're moving on. Keep regretting and keep being embarrassed. Now, talking of costs, Obi Okeke, the owner of Invictus Group, has pleaded guilty to $11 million fraud. That is about 4.2 billion naira.
No way.
Oh yeah, look at the guy. The young man has completed his journey from being on Forbes list of the top 40 under 40 in Africa to FBI most wanted list. Obi Invictus was arrested last year for computer fraud that lasted between 2015 and 2019. And he's now facing 20 years in prison. You see, by the time Obi Invictus comes out of prison, Governor El Rufai's son, Bello El Rufai, the one that glorified the rape, oh yeah, will have become the new president of Nigeria. It will take a long time for him to come out. While Obi Invictus is pleading guilty, Hushpuppi is just starting his own journey inside the FBI net, you know. He has just been arrested in Dubai for trying to scam the US of over $100 million in medical equipment supplies. You know, he said he could supply them ventilators and other things. He was also involved in stealing unemployment money given to Americans who lost their jobs. Look at the man now. Look at him. Does he look like? Now, this is a free public service announcement. For those young Nigerians interested in fraud, especially fraud against the United States government or individual Americans, please note that you will be caught. Yes, in fact, the FBI and the SSS have already identified those they will arrest 6 months from now and 1 year from now. They've identified them. They are just watching you and hoping to get more evidence to nail you. Now, they will even help you to come to the United States to spend some of those your illegally acquired money. They do that. You apply for visa, you'll be surprised. They give you a visa. If that makes you feel you are invincible, you are fooling yourself. When they are ready, they will come for you. As in, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? They will come for you. They know you. Don't think they don't know you. When you buy those new cars, they know you. You see, why Obi Invictus and Hushpuppi and Ademola Adewale, a.k.a. Ade herself, are locked up? The Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly was doing what? Cleared of any wrongdoing by a House panel that looked into allegation of fraud against him. Oh yeah. Lagos Speaker Mudashiru Obasa told the panel that they were untrue and that all the allegations were the handiwork of his enemies. I bet you that was the same thing the first thing that Obi Invictus and Hushpuppi told the FBI. Oh, they were the handwork of my enemies. I don't nothing, no, it's not true. And then the FBI started to show them documents, phone calls, emails, and what their co-conspirators have already admitted. Oh yeah, they will just open both for them. Now, the Lagos State Speaker had 64 bank accounts that are linked to his bank verification number. And these bank accounts have been used to siphon public funds. But Obasa's friends in the house cleared him. They said he didn't do anything wrong. How I wish that Hushpuppi's friends at the FBI will take over this Obasa's case. You know what I mean? It will be interesting to watch the speaker explain to the FBI how he took wives of 20 lawmakers to Dubai and spent 80 million naira as escort. Meanwhile, this is Lagos State after one rainfall. Take a look.
This is the horrible sin of our...
That's it. Do you know what 80 million naira will have done to solve the drainage problems in Lagos? Obasa said that he has the power to spend 100 million naira without the approval of the Lagos State House of Assembly. But then he denied that he spent 53 million on a trip to the United States with his mistress. I'm like, why? Why bother, my brother? Why? It's below 100 million, my friend? It's below 100 million. So for those who are wondering why the quality of life is low in Lagos State, despite the hundreds of billions the state generates internally each month, that is your answer, Obasa. Your speaker can wake up and spend 100 million a day without questions. Nobody will ask a question. No, so if he likes, he could wake up today and buy 100 million worth of kilishi and share it with his mistresses. You know, What? Do you know that it took 33 years of research for that locally spiced meat, kilishi, to be developed? Do you know that?
No way.
Most people don't know that. At least that is what the Director General of the Raw Materials Research and Development Council, Professor Hussein Ibrahim, told a Senate Committee on Science and Technology. Only in Nigeria. Watch the professor as Senator Epunife asks him a direct question. Watch.
Can you give us the research work that has reached the final stage? Let's leave the ones that are still being tested. Which one have you concluded? Can you give us the ones you have concluded that manufacturing companies are now using, and this is as a result of Raw Material Research and Development Council?
Yes. What did you accomplish in 33 years? That's the question. Now watch the answer of the director.
Yes, by 30 years of a research activity, we are still a young institution. But to be candid with you, we are making progress. For now, we have developed a technology to optimize kilishi production.
What you are telling us is just, you are telling us stories. Is that the success story you are going to tell us after 33 years?
That was their only breakthrough in 33 years. I'm sure that you understand now why someone like this director won't have any problem giving Buhari 33 years to solve the insecurity problems in Nigeria. Of course, it took him 33 to solve the kilishi thing. You know, what kilishi? Who will save us? Majek, come. We got a lot of work to do. Who did this to us? I tell you what, our misfortunes are not all caused by enemies who planted juju in our compounds or gave a piece of our hair to witch doctors. No. Many of our misfortunes are caused by pastors who attribute all our misfortunes to enemies who planted juju in our compounds or gave a piece of our hair to witch doctors. Sasha! Tweet that out. Now watch.
Of a certain man who calls himself Apostle Dr. Paul, who operates in Ugep. He has been operating under the guise of a prophet that was discovered as of yesterday night that he's a false prophet. We have some items that he connived with a few men of God, people he calls men of God, to have gone to bury in the plot of a man who has built a factory in Itigidi.
Yep. You know the way we Western trained doctors like Dr. Damages, the way we add acupuncture and yoga and massage and other treatments from Eastern medicine to what we do. It's the same way that this pastor added little juju and little juju to his church business. You know what I mean? Watch him again.
Of such substance that he buries on people's plot, together with these items, and then he wrote the names of the family members in red ink, assuring them that he was going to kill all of them within a period of time, unless they pay certain money to that family.
You see, when he was caught burying juju in people's compound, so that these people will pay him to go in there and find the juju, the village people took it the wrong way. I don't know why. Can't someone play with you people anymore? Can't someone play with you people anymore? Holy Spirit, take over the whole world. Oh, Majek, my Majek. I'm on fire. Take over the whole world. You can follow us on Twitter at
Dr. Damages.
And on Instagram at
Dr. Damages.
And on Facebook at
Dr. Damages.
Now, here's my concern for today. It's taken from 419th second of one of Majek Fashek's final interviews. We lost him a few weeks ago. May his soul rest in peace.
The advice I have for them is that at least they should learn one instrument. But all the same, we are in the computer age, so you can't judge them. Yeah, I'm going to disappear. I'm a magician. I will disappear. I'm going to disappear like Elijah or Moses. So I'm not going to graveyard.
Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You heal yourself.
Thank you so much. We are back. I know we'll be missing for a few weeks now because something was wrong with me, and one doctor came and took away my. This is the man. Thank you for watching and subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you. Hi, if you live in the US, in the UK, Canada, Italy, Ireland, and Spain, and you send money to Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, or Uganda, you should download SendWave on your phone. It's easy. SendWave is safe, secure, reliable, fast, and more importantly, it is fee-free. Absolutely no fees for your first transaction. Use the promo code DOCTOR and SendWave will add $5 or €5 or £5 to the money you are sending. Dash, just because you know Dr. Damages. What are you waiting for? Here is how.